Hey, good morning, everybody. Karen and I and the rest of the team have been working on our security summer. It is coming up. We should be getting some emails out this week, so make sure you are on my list. We've got the 3 tracks that people are going to be able to get into. We've got the non-career IT people. That is a track we've never had before, but we've had so many people ask for it. So if you're that person who's responsible for IT in your organization, whether now you've got to have a HIPAA or DFARS or some other sort of compliance, that's the track for you. A CEO or owner track so that you understand a little bit about what's going on, and then also the SOHO track, which is small office, home office. So, man, have we been busy. There is a lot of work that goes into this, but this is our security summer. Summertime isn't just for Shark Week. It is also for our cybersecurity compliance training, okay? Just some basic stuff, absolutely free. I think you're really going to enjoy just tons of information, hours of information. And that's coming up. Anyways, this morning I was on with Mr. Heath, of course, Jack Heath, and we talked a little bit about elections. They ran a poll on their website, and of course these are very non-scientific, but it asked people if they were concerned about election tampering, where someone might break in, the Russians or others, and have a major effect on our elections. And so I gave my angle on this because it doesn't seem like too many people are talking about it. So here we go with Mr. Jack Heath. And by the way, if you are not on my email list, you're not going to find out about the security summer. I'm going to be sending out info about the different sessions so that you can hop on the ones that make the most sense for you. All of that, again, CraigPeterson.com. And here's Jack.
But our Tech Talk guy, Craig Peterson, joins us live in the Auto Fair listener lines. And Craig, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jack. You know, you've been talking about the poll that you guys conducted about the security around our elections this year. And it's one thing to have the physical security, but it looks like the bigger problem that we might have is, in fact, the influence that these search engines and social media are really affecting our elections in a very big way. Even the Los Angeles Times now has come up with a story that was done by a psychological group out there in the LA area, and one professor in particular, where they tracked 47,000 searches by dozens of undecided voters in 3 districts out there in California. All 3 were newly elected Democratic representatives. And what they found was, of the 47,000 people who were on the fence about who to vote for, which way to go, they projected that about this over 35,000 voters who were on the fence were persuaded to vote for a Democrat entirely because of the information that Google fed them. So they were doing searches for things that were important to them, and the search results that came back swayed 3/4 plus of these people to vote for the Democrats. So it's interesting to look at, but, you know, we haven't seen any real evidence of hacking going on, although it could happen, of our voting machines or the Secretary of State's office's websites that are used to get all of the data together. But what we have seen now is true evidence of major changes. All of them, by the way, every study I've seen, changing people's votes, or persuading, I should say, people's votes to vote for Democrats. I haven't seen any studies that showed these search engines of social media swaying people to vote for Republicans. Now, we can get into the Cambridge Analytica scandal, which is actually a much more scary thing than most people realize as well. But now, Jack, have you ever wondered if, for instance, all of a sudden you see ads for things you did not even search for?
Yeah.
And you wonder if your microphone isn't on, right? You've had that happen.
Well,
I've had that happen. Well, what that's showing is just how good these computer programs are at predicting what we might be interested in,
right,
and the
and what
time
we might purchase. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And when we might be interested in them, well, that technology is now in play in our elections. So even though in 2008 President Obama's campaign had full access to billions of records, and the Cambridge Analytica scandal, we're talking about some tens of millions of records, 8 years later, when Cambridge Analytica came along and was working with a number of campaigns, including the Trump campaign, they had it down to an art to where it's at today, where they can predict what you are going to be looking for, even though they don't have that direct information. So to me, this is the scariest part of elections, and whether or not we can ever have a fair, if you want to call it that, a fair election in our country. I think the answer to that is no. I don't see any way around this.
Oh, come on. We got to have some, can't have all doom and gloom on this Monday, Craig.
Craig, this is why I let my 14-year-old daughter use my phone for every now and then, just to throw off all the algorithms. Wait.
Well, there is
throw off all the habits.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
there's a plugin for Google Chrome that randomly goes to websites like all day long to completely mess up those algorithms. So you are not alone in trying to do that.
All right, thank you, Craig Peterson, with some Tech Talk stuff. His show airs on our Saturdays.
All right, everybody, I want to just wish you a great Monday. We're going to get hot here, at least for us. We're going to be in the 90s the next couple of days, and then it's going to get right back to the mid-80s for highs, which is kind of where I like, at least for beach weather. I hope you have a great day, and I want to say a quick shout out to David G. Unless you tell me that I can use your full name here in one of the podcasts or on the air, I'm not going to do that. So David G, shout out to you, and thanks for your question about the whole locked-in syndrome and what Elon Musk is doing about it. Hey, if you missed this, man, this weekend I started doing something a lot different, and you will see it up there on my website and in the upcoming emails. But if you are subscribed to my podcast, and to do that, just go to craigpeterson.com/iTunes, or let's see, what else do I have out there? Stitcher and Tuned In and other things. But iTunes is where we get our real count from. But if you go to craigpeterson.com/iTunes, you'll see I have another 2 hours of content I'm going to be creating every week. That's including commercials. Without commercials, it's about an hour and a half, I guess, because I have another radio show on the weekend, and I'm putting that up as podcasts. And I really like it. I don't know what you guys think. I'd love to hear from you. But if you listen to that, you should listen to the segments in order. I do try and post them in order. You can see the segment number and the show number. We're over 1,000 weeks now. I think it's like week 1017 or something this last week, which is wow, right? But listen to them in order. I like the fact that I can spend some more time in going into detail, kind of a deeper dive, not getting really techie, but tying it into how does this matter in your lives, getting into things that people just aren't aware of, haven't heard of that before, but it's a major impact to them. So I kind of like it. It's taking more of my time, and I'm not sure that it's a good use of that time. But if you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. And, of course, I know the radio show listeners are enjoying it as well. And this is airing on some stations up in Maine now, so I'm slowly but surely taking over New England. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll be back tomorrow with Mr. Jim Polito. Take care. CraigPeterson.com. Bye-bye.